Hello again, and welcome back to another one. And today we have a lot more that has come from the battle between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And even before Drake responded to Meet the Grahams and Not Like Us with the Hard Part 6, rappers were already going off on how this is truly a great moment in hip-hop. For instance, Joyner Lucas posted, "Dopest part about this battle is we getting the most fire records in years from Kendrick and Drake. I haven't been this excited about hip-hop in years. The fans have been winning. Kendrick is dropping back-to-back music and Drake is finally rapping. However, from the perspectives of Drake and Kendrick, even die-hard Drake fans have started to flip after Not Like Us dropped. And this went viral, for instance. I love Drake. He's been a mainstay in the space for years, undeniably. But if you think he is currently anywhere close to winning this thing, you are completely delusional. He needs to fire a real nuke or it is raps. K-Dot is tap dancing on a corpse. And even Mickey Facts expanded. This is not even a battle anymore. This is a Kendrick Lamar listening party that we all got invited to. It is a week-long event. Laughing emoji. However, Drake fired back hours later with the Hard Part 6, and we'll be diving into this in this video, exploring some highlights and also how this has divided rappers so far. Suffice to say, it has opened to mixed reviews, even from parties who have been Team Drake since this started, and we'll get to more on this in a bit, including a surefire way that Kendrick Lamar could get Drake to quit rapping for good. And Academics was right on the money when he said Kendrick painted Drake into a corner with the PDF files allegations, because regardless of the approach taken, it will most likely end up as a lose-lose situation. But that didn't stop Drake from addressing it, and here's a quick summary of the Hard Part 6. Drake tweeted, "The Hard Part 6 out now, and we know you are dropping 6 minutes after, so instead of posting my address, you have a lot to address." And Drake took a more defensive approach on this record, while he threw some jabs and hooks in the process, but overall more defensive. And Drake claimed that he fed Kendrick Lamar with false information, which Kendrick failed to fact check because he lacks patience, which pretty much makes Meet the Grahams invalid. And according to Drake, this is why Kendrick released Not Like Us with quickness, to hide the fact that he was misled about the daughter's story on Meet the Grahams. Drake also suggested that Kendrick is fixated on exposing him as a PDF file because he's a victim of abuse. Although Drake landed in hot water for making this point, because on Mother I Sober, Kendrick revealed his mom got it twisted because she was a victim, not him. Drake also suggested that Kendrick focus on the allegations that he beat his wife, and also that Kendrick hasn't seen his kids in 6 months, all while his general manager keeps leaving heart emojis under pictures of his child. And Drake even sent word to Whitney, and Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor, and when I say I hit you back, it is a lot safer, huh? I promise.
Damn.
And boy, since this was more defensive than anything, and Drake rapped about how he's tired of going back and forth since Kendrick is quote lying, many hip-hop fans and rappers see this as a sort of white flag moment. And we'll start with Rick Ross, who has been stir-frying Drake in response to this. First he stated,
"We just heard that new BBL Drizzy, the DISS, the bomb. I hold your head up, cut it off like Rick Ross and hold it up. Himalaya. Anastasia, Fantasia." Cupcake, man, you looking bad. Looking bad, man. You might as well go on Maury Povich and tell your story. Go to Maury Povich.
Damn.
And boy, the fact that Drake rapped that he's too famous and would have been arrested if he was messing with young girls got Rick Ross turning up the heat.
I just want to make this clear. White boy, they said you said if you was young girls, you promised you would have been arrested. Whoever wrote that for you should have put more thought into that. White boy, it's your writers. Whatever message you translated to them, that wasn't the way they were supposed to do that. And as a writer, when it come to pedophilia, you gotta remove yourself from that. White boy, that wasn't the line right there.
Damn.
And this is because many famous people, perhaps even more famous than Drake has ever been, have been exposed and caught messing with young girls. However, Gilly the Kid has a different take on this situation right now, as in response to the Heart Part 6, he believes Drake won and it is over. Check out some snippets.
Shit over with, man. It's over with. Light-skinned niggas won. They took that shit, man. Is that shit over with, man? That shit is over with. I ain't gonna lie. Kendrick came back. And then he came back again. I said, oh, he barbecued, baked, honey dip, glazed, Old Bay seasoned the light-skinned niggas. And then Drake just... It's over. The light-skinned niggas won, man. That shit over. It's over. It's over. Light-skinned niggas won. Don't let these light-skinned niggas do anything. Any fucking thing out here.
And even Jay Electronica, who Joe Budden previously told to shut the F up about this beef, posted this a few hours ago. I've loved this record since a child. It was one of my mother's favorites. Also, as a qualified observer, Drake punishing these boys. I don't care what nobody say, don't at me, you're not qualified. Larry Graham is Drake's uncle, a rock and roll Hall of Famer, and this is Jay Elect's rebuttal to people calling Drake a vulture. However, unlike Gilly and Jay Elect, some rappers and media personalities who have been Team Drake are now flipping based on his energy on the Heart Part 6. And check out some snippets from It Is What It Is podcast that shows Cameron and Mace flip to Team Kendrick.
So who you think won?
The battle?
Yeah.
Right now, man, I'm gonna be honest, Kendrick, I don't like what Drake dropped last night. It wasn't bad, but I don't like the way it ended. He seemed like this the last one I'm doing. Like, can't end it when you just wanna end it. He like, yo, man, I'm tired of doing this, and I just think that you shouldn't have ended it like that. You just gotta keep going. That's just my opinion right now. I'm not saying Drake ain't my bro or nothing, but I don't like the way he ended it, if that's the end for him, me personally. So I'm gonna go with Kendrick right now.
Yeah, I'm going with Kendrick as well. It seemed like whatever he started out doing, he picked up the speed, pause, and really did what he was supposed to do. I thought the record that he did, the last one that he did, was the one I thought he should have done a little bit earlier, but
Meet the Grams or the other one?
I would have started with Meet the Grams, and then I would have went into, Not Like Us.
Not Like Us, yeah.
That was crazy. When I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be tough.
And King Crooked has taken this to mean Drake has raised the white flag. He shared a couple of posts insinuating this a few hours ago. First, he asked, question, do you step on the energy of Not Like Us to respond to what seems like a let's wrap this up diss track? And when he was called out with, bro, didn't Kendrick drop 2 whole tracks effing whispering on them Johns? Laughing emoji, come on Crook, gotta judge both fairly. To which Crook hit back with, this isn't bias bro, the stuff he said at the end of the joint was clearly like, okay, this was fun, but I have other ish to do, no? And King Crooked believes that this battles may have ended. I think it is over, but I could be wrong. Drake's energy on the Heart Part 6 sounded like he's done because of the quote lies. But since he was asking Kendrick to drop for weeks, it makes this ironic that he's tired. But perhaps a music video for Not Like Us will get him back in the ring. And even Charlemagne, who previously claimed that Drake won before Kendrick started to respond, has now flipped on Drake, all while DJ Envy flips on Kendrick. It is wild. Check out some snippets from the Breakfast Club.
First of all, I want to give both those individuals, that brother and that half a brother, their props. Okay, they both gave us what I believe to be the greatest rap battle I have ever witnessed. Personally, I don't think either one of them, missed a beat. Right. That's just my personal opinion. But if you ask me who's up right now, it's Kendrick. Kendrick turned around and did what we was waiting on Drake to do, and that's give us a diss bop.
Yeah,
so I gotta say Kendrick is up right now.
I don't agree with you. See, I was.
But you're light skinned. So
No, it's not at all.
Beige
'Cause
bias.
I was actually going with Kendrick until I heard Drake's record last night. If all that Kendrick said is, and we don't know what's true and what's not true, but if Drake fed him the information and all the raps that he did was based off of lies, do you still win that?
Drake's team is just denying that he has an 11-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
If you fed them that information, wouldn't that be the first thing you came back with?
You took the bait.
Come on now.
But the fact that you said he has an 11-year-old daughter, we all know that baby mom or that daughter or somebody in that family would have popped up by now.
But nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertaining.
However, they are both in agreement that the allegations are wild and that we need receipts at this point because these are serious allegations.
And all these allegations that everybody's saying right now is very dangerous because it's almost like we want to see I just wanted to see a rap battle, which I enjoy. I don't want to see nobody go to jail.
It's crime.
Yeah, I don't like seeing these brothers Me Tooing each other over a rap feud. Like, you Me Tooing each other over a rap feud. That's corny. If you're going to call somebody a pedophile, if you're going to call somebody a woman beater, you got to have some real proof because those are some heavy accusations. And it's not like they really trying to hold each other accountable. They just throwing these types of accusations around to attempt to ruin the image of the other because of a rap feud.
Correct.
Yeah. That's whack to me.
And the battle for receipts have started. We've already seen compilation videos hit social media like this.
Drake? He wants to see me? And I was like, okay, we're going. And honestly, we text all the time now. We just text each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. We went to dinner afterwards and we had dinner the next day and then we met in Sydney.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
However, Academics TV on Twitter is doing damage control as they pulled up receipts from the likes of Millie Bobby Brown and others who have shut down the allegations about Drake messing with them like that. And even Academics looks to admit right now that as it stands, Kendrick Lamar is winning even after Drake dropped The Hard Part 6. Check out some snippets from his live stream.
You have Dot winning right now, correct?
Okay, yeah.
That's my explanation.
But we're talking about someone completely violating the other person. Again, these are two able.
Listen to me. Listen to me, bro.
I'm listening.
Listen to me.
Yes.
You have all this proof. You've done your due diligence that they're lies, correct?
Yes.
And as of today, you have Dot up. Yes.
Yes, and it's mostly all.
That's my explanation. That's it. You know everything. You know. You have Dot up right now. That's my explanation. That's all I got for you, bro.
And so you're gonna completely ignore the part where I'm saying Drake could drop another record, or there could be an exchange of two other records, and I could have a completely different opinion. I literally had a difference.
I said as of right now. I'm asking as of right now. That's all we got. All right.
Nah, man. Ooh. And think about it, the diss tracks so far claim that Drake has a lot in common with someone like MGK. And just like Eminem did to MGK, Kendrick could do the same to Drake right now. As Drake revealed, according to AK, if you or anybody can find proof that I have an 11-year-old daughter, I'll quit rapping and I'll come work for you. I'll be looking forward to your thoughts below. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.
Don't let me move to LA. Oof. I'm finding her. Counting down the days until she's 18?
Damn.